Good morning, and thank you to the Mayor for the warmth of that welcome, and also to Julia and the team here at the Lowry for the warmth of their welcome as well. What a magnificent building it is. Thank you to all of you for joining us here in Salford today. It is, as I say, wonderful to be at the Lowry as part of the celebrations of this wonderful building's 25th birthday. Over the last quarter of a century, this exceptional, inspirational organisation has put Salford on the cultural map, not just here in the UK, but right around the globe. And it's taken Salford to the world, and it's brought the world to Salford. And from day one, the Lowry has stood for and delivered two things: the highest standards of artistic excellence and the broadest possible access to the widest possible audience. Access and excellence, not access versus excellence. And to be honest, I'd hoped that that was an argument that had been put to bed many years ago. But it does seem to have reared its ugly head again recently. And some people appear to believe that excellence can only be delivered via certain art forms and exist in certain places. Just this weekend, one leading cultural figure described the arts world as a continuum that starts at the top and goes all the way down to the pleasant and the humdrum and the community at the bottom. At the bottom. That's not a continuum, it's a hierarchy. And it's a hierarchy that I utterly reject. Let's be absolutely clear. Excellence and access are not mutually exclusive. We must not allow our world to be characterised as a pointy triangle with excellence on high and access and community at its base. This framing is skewed, it's exclusive, and it risks killing the very thing its proponents love, which is great art. Access and excellence are not an either-or scenario. The fact is that one leads directly to the other. How can we know, as a country, that we're creating the most exciting and ambitious work we're capable of doing unless we're confident that we're nourished and nurturing the widest possible pool of curators? Excellence thrives among all art forms and among all creative professionals with the commitment, discipline and dedication to deepen their expertise and cultivate their creativity. It's not the preserve of a chosen few, and nor is it defined by a small group of gatekeepers. Excellence thrives indoors and outdoors, in concert halls, in museums, in theatres, in libraries, in arts centres, in found spaces, and, as we're going to hear today, in surprising places like pubs and clubs, laundrettes and barges. And the very best, most moving, most impactful work is created by artists, performers, writers, directors and curators who truly understand their audiences. They use their talents, creativity and flair, their knowledge and their expertise to connect with audiences and participants. And it's that connection that is the magic. That's the excellence, and that's when the magic happens. And this is the idea that sits at the heart of the Arts Council's Let's Create strategy. If we can connect, we can create happier lives. And being here with you today now at this National Engaging Communities Conference feels like the perfect place to share my belief in the value and the absolute essentialness of that connection, and to explore the ways in which we can work together to make it stronger. In his essay, England, Your England, George Orwell said that one of the fundamental liberties valued by the English was their ability to choose their own amusements instead of having them chosen for them from above. Their ability to choose their own amusements instead of having them chosen for them from above. And I think that's a belief that all of us here in this room share. And it's reflected more and more in the way that we work with many of you, in areas of work such as our Creative People and Places projects, and in our approach to investment and development in our 54 priority places, where public cultural investment has been low, but appetite and opportunity are abundant. This way of working, which has strengthened and deepened over recent years, represents a step change for the Arts Council and our relationship with the communities we're here to serve. It jettisons the old top-down model of cultural provision and moves us into a more generative space of listening and of close collaboration. a space in which we respect and understand that people are experts in their own lives. It's a way of working that we've learned by listening to many of you in this room. Over the past decade, our Creative People and Places projects have shown how co-creation with communities can increase engagement. Since 2013, these projects have put on nearly 14,000 events between them, with participants numbering nearly 18 million. It's clear that if people are free to choose their own culture, instead of having it imposed from above, they will engage with it, they will delight in it, they will benefit from it, and they will come back for more. Now, audiences, participants, and visitors don't all want the same thing, or indeed need the same thing. So it's about choice. It's not just about how we work with people, it's also about the breadth of impact the work can have. We know what many of you taking part in this conference are achieving every day in inspiring people, in opening up opportunities, in regenerating places, and in increasing civic pride, as well as bringing joy to millions across the country. You're demonstrating the advantages that public investment can bring. Yes, for the joy of culture in and of itself, but also in terms of skills and job creation, health and social benefits, and in a whole host of other areas. And all of this happens best only when it is excellent. The breadth you're delivering is very, very important. We are aware, of course, of the changing economic state in the country. It's having an impact on all the different ways you're helping the government work with fulfilling its missions, and that's an important and central part of what you do. So missions particularly around growth and opportunity. You're working in service of our citizens, making their lives better and happier. And this is a strong basis for us to talk to the government about the value that you bring. The Arts Council will continue to advocate based on case studies, on data, and the stories you tell us about the ways in which artists, arts organisations, museums and libraries are together delivering for this country. We all know that we're in challenging times, and things might feel a bit uncertain for many people right now. But if I have one request of you today, it is this: to hold true to your mission, because you are making a tangible difference. And I'd like to ask you to join with me in a little bit of shape-shifting. Together, we can shape a brighter, richer, and more hopeful future. Together, we can completely reframe, we visualize our world. Let's never squeeze ourselves into a pointy, hierarchical triangle. Instead, let's create a space in a virtuous circle where everyone, everywhere, is always connected, always creating. Thank you for listening. Have a happy day.